Imagine a quiet hall of mirrors at night. Soft lights hum, then fade to a gentle glow. You step inside, shoes whispering across cool floor. Your breath slows. Your shoulders lower a notch. Each mirror holds a version of you. One is crisp and bright, clean edges, steady eyes. One is warped, stretching your smile into something strange. Another is cracked, webbing light into thorny stars. You pause and listen to the room breathe. Supportive reflections, not therapy. You try a small nod at your closest reflection. It nods back, late by a heartbeat. You lift your hand. The room lifts with you. A thought drifts in, feather light and honest. We rarely see the whole picture of a person. We catch a flicker, a surface, a passing angle. The rest lives behind the glass, quiet and unseen. Tonight, let the mirrors be kind. Let them show you enough to soften, not to judge. We begin with a slow breath in and an even slower breath out. The mirrors shift as if they've learned your name. Angles soften. Harsh lights take a step back. You move closer, low and unafraid. You think of how people look at people. Quick scans, half stories, snapshots with missing corners. We judge the cover, then shelve the book. A mirror to your left tilts, just a hair. In it, you seem tired, older by a week. Another makes you bright, almost untouchable. A third shows a quiet kind of courage. Which one is true? Maybe none alone, maybe all together. You remember a grocery line late on a Thursday. A man cut ahead, eyes on the floor. You felt heat rise, words gathering like rain. Then you saw a toddler in his cart, sleeping hard. You swallowed the storm and let him pass. Back in the hall, your reflection waits. It doesn't rush you. It never does. Try this, just once. Borrow gentler eyes. Pretend every stranger is carrying something heavy. Pretend you are too. Your chest loosens a little. The room feels bigger than before. Not brighter, just kinder. Take one slow breath in. Hold for a steady beat. Let it go as if setting down a weight. Tonight, the mirrors won't measure you. They'll widen the frame and make room for grace. Doors hush open with a soft sigh. The corridor narrows, then opens like a quiet breath. You step forward. The air is cool and still. Footfalls fade as if the room is listening. The mirrors wait, not to judge, but to witness. You let your hands rest at your sides. You're ready to see, gently, and be seen. Rows of glass rise like tall, calm trees. Each panel offers a slightly different you. A tilt of light makes a new story. A small shadow writes another. You turn your head just an inch. In one frame, you're all cadence and poise. In another, you carry last winter's worry. A third shows laughter you forgot you had. You try on each version like borrowed coats. Some fit easy. Some pinch at the shoulders. None stays long enough to claim you. The floor holds your steps in silver. You move slower than your thoughts. Even your pulse seems to listen. See the freckle you usually miss. See the softness at the edge of your jaw. See the way your eyes steady when you breathe. A mirror farther down brightens, then dims. It reminds you of after-work parking lots, of taillights and grocery bags and late texts, of the small, heroic fact that you showed up. You lift your chin a notch, not as a challenge, as permission to witness what's already true. You are many and still one. Let that settle like warm tea in a mug. Nothing new added, nothing old erased. Only a wider frame around your life. Stay here for one slow inhale. Hold for a heartbeat, gentle and easy. Release and let the room exhale with you. Ahead, the hall deepens into quieter light. You follow, unhurried, ready for the depth beneath. Beneath every shine, a story keeps its quiet. Under each clean reflection, something breathes and waits. Not a secret, just a depth we rarely visit. You stand a half step closer to the glass. The surface gives you posture and outline, but the room behind your eyes tells the truth. Think of streets after rain. Puddles hold the sky, but not the weather. They mirror light, not the long gray day. So it goes with people. We catch the polished minute, the practiced nod. We miss the 9/10 that kept them standing. A panel warms, faint and steady. You glimpse a kitchen at 6:10 a.m., a lunchbox, a crooked tie, a late rent notice. A hand wipes a counter, then wipes a cheek. Another panel cools to dusk. There's a parking lot, 2 overtime hours, and a quiet drive home with no radio. Just road lines and a promise to keep going. One mirror shows a bowed head in a meeting. Not weakness, strategy. Choosing peace over sparks to feed a family. Another holds a silent mouth. Not absence, guardrails. Words saved to protect what's still tender. You trace the frame with one finger. You feel the seam where glass meets world. The place where seeing ends and knowing begins. If we judged only the shimmer, we'd miss the steel. If we judged only the pause, we'd miss the courage. If we judged only today, we'd miss the climb. Try a simple practice right here. Name one weight you carried and set down. Whisper it so softly, even the air must lean in. The hall doesn't clap. It doesn't need to. It answers with patience and room. Room for a self that took the long way. Breathe in, like opening a late window. Hold just enough to notice you're alive. Breathe out, like fog leaving glass. What lies beneath isn't dramatic. It's ordinary, stubborn, and good. It keeps you here and keeps you kind. You turn toward the deeper end of the hall. Light thins to a gentle thread. You follow it, ready to meet the hidden part. The hallway cools as if glass remembers water. Reflections blur, then gather into a quiet blue. Your steps feel slower, steadier, like wading the shallow edge. Somewhere, a distant hum, streetlights, a freeway far off, a calm shore. You follow the thinner light, and the room becomes a sea of stillness. Here, lives look like icebergs, bright above, vast below. We notice what's lit and easy. A clean shirt, a quick smile, a doing great said on cue. We catch the morning wave at the office elevator. Coffee cups, tight schedules, thumbs up replies that hide a long night. We see lawns trimmed to weekend neat, trash bins rolled back before sunrise, a small flag fluttering from a porch rail. We see PTO emails and bake sale sign-ups, bleachers full of parents at Little League, a dad calling nice swing while checking his phone. We catch the highlight reel, a birthday photo with candles mid-glow, A dinner table set with matching plates. From the road, every house looks sorted. From the sidewalk, every family looks fine. From a glance, every life fits its frame. Surfaces are honest, but incomplete. They show what can stand daylight and small talk. They hide what asks for softer rooms. You inhale, and the picture tilts. Edges soften, colors quiet. Even the shine seems to lower its voice. Consider your own surface signals. The no worries, the all good, the practiced wave across the parking lot. None of it is false. It's just the part built for weather. The face that meets the wind and carries on. Hold that thought like a stone in the palm. Warm, simple, exact. We will turn it over and look underneath. Beneath the waterline, life keeps the harder truths. Not polished, not staged, just steady, unseen work. There are bills due on the 15th, and the car runs rough. There's a calendar with 3 colors of appointments, all important. There's a parent learning new meds, and a son learning patience. Some nights, the house is quiet, but no one sleeps deeply. A clock blinks 2:14 a.m., then 3:07, then 4:26. You count breaths and promises and choose the next right thing. There's a lunch break taken in a parked car, seat pushed back, emails wait. A text reads, "We'll talk tonight," with no emoji. You eat a sandwich that tastes like cardboard and keep going. Beneath the chatter at school pickup, someone holds fresh grief. They sign the clipboard, nod twice, and find the right smile. The line moves on as if time knows what to do. There's a mortgage refinance that almost fell through last winter. There's a deployment date circled and a suitcase under the bed. There's immigration paperwork, thick as a phone book, waiting quietly. Under the porch light photo, a missing chair at Thanksgiving. Under the PTO bake sale, a second job after 9 p.m. Under a clean driveway, a worry you don't post about. The deep part isn't drama. It's long obedience. It's changing a tire in rain and laughing anyway. It's folding laundry at midnight, then blessing the sleepers. You don't brag about the 9/10. You carry it. You don't explain the 9/10. You live it. It makes the visible part possible, day after American Day. Breathe in, slow and honest. Hold and notice the weight you have survived. Exhale and let the waterline lower a shade. What we don't see deserves our gentlest eyes. A little room, a little mercy, a longer pause. That's how ice stays whole, and people do too. The blue hush of the iceberg room fades. What remains is simpler: floor, breath, and a steady pulse. You turn toward a lane of softer light. It feels like a back porch at dusk after work. Here, strength isn't loud. It's faithful. It shows up day after ordinary day. Look at the hands that clock in before sunrise. Knuckles nicked by box cutters and winter air. A half moon of engine grease that soap can't chase. They lift grocery crates and weld small seams. They write invoices with a blunt pencil at a kitchen table. They turn doorknobs quietly so babies keep sleeping. There's coffee in a chipped mug on a cold counter. There's a time card stamped 6:03 a.m., then 6:01, then 5:58. Early is a language these hands speak. They tape moving boxes for a neighbor on a Saturday. They carry a couch up 3 flights, no complaint. They wave off gas money and mean it. At Little League, they clap through the 9th foul ball. They tie cleats, wipe noses, and find the missing glove. They yell, "You've got it," and believe it. These hands text, "Be right there," and they are. They rotate tires in a driveway with cheap tools. They save the receipt for a rebate that might matter. They don't post about it. They don't ask for medals. They keep a family fed and the lights on. Run your thumb across your own palm. Feel the ridge where a scar learned your name. Remember what you fixed on the day no one saw. Breathe in and let your shoulders drop 1 notch. Hold as if holding a warm loaf from the oven. Breathe out like steam rising in a clean white kitchen. Quiet strength looks ordinary up close. It's the miracle of showing up made daily. It's the kind of power that never needs to shout. Some shoulders learn the shape of carrying. They bend, not from defeat, but design. A chosen curve that keeps the peace. Picture a bus stop before sunrise. A coat too thin for January wind. A lunch bag packed for someone else's day. There's a meeting where voices spike like hail. These shoulders keep the weather calm. They take the comment, let the room settle, and move on. At home, the same shoulders go lower. They lift a sleepy child from the car seat. They stack mail, sort bills, and spare the sharp words. Bowing isn't losing. It's strategy for what matters. It trades sparks for shelter. Think of the dad who says, "You're right," softly. Not because he's wrong, but because bedtime is close. Because rest beats winning an argument. Think of the manager who thanks the loudest critic, who sends notes after hours, not to curry favor, but to keep a team intact for one more week. These shoulders carry birthdays on tight budgets. They carry apologies when the world won't. They carry silence when truth is safest unspoken. You've seen them in church basements and school gyms, at PTA sign-in tables and pancake breakfasts, in hospital elevators at 2 o'clock a.m., trying to look brave. Run a hand over your own shoulder. Feel the place that knows weight. Remember the time you bowed and someone slept better. Inhale and let your collarbones widen. Hold and feel the quiet strength under skin. Exhale and set down one small thing you don't need tonight. The bowed shape is not a surrender. It's a shelter built from patience. It turns a house into a home, one choice at a time. Some strength chooses quiet, not absence. Attention, a steady room where small truths can breathe. Silence can be a fence with a gate. It lets in light and keeps out fire. It saves words for when they'll heal. Picture a kitchen at 9:17 p.m. Dishwasher hums. Streetlights blink on. You rinse a cup and swallow a reply. You could win the moment with one sharp line. You don't. You set the line down like a hot pan. In staff meetings, you sit one chair back. You listen for what isn't said. You circle the real problem with a soft pen. At church potlucks and school board nights, you ask the shortest question in the room. People answer more than you asked. They always do. Silence can be a shield. It can also be a seed. Plant it, and tomorrow sounds kinder. There's a teenager on the stairs at midnight. He tells you half a story and watches your face. You leave a gap on purpose. He fills it. There's a neighbor who talks too long on the sidewalk. You nod, hands in your pockets, letting them land. They walk away lighter by an ounce you carried. Quiet is not fear. Quiet is aim. It keeps your best words clean. Place a palm over your chest. Feel the low drum that keeps time. Notice how it calms when you don't hurry. Inhale, simple and slow. Hold as if holding back a wave from the shore. Exhale and hear the room exhale with you. When you speak, let it be useful. When you don't, let it be mercy. That's the silent soul, strong, awake, and kind. The quiet of the hall grows deeper, mirrors dim to a soft dusk. You notice how judgment travels, fast going out, faster coming back. Like an arrow that learns your name mid-flight. You steady yourself. You're ready to face its path. Remember the last time someone got you wrong. They decided your motive in a blink. They wrote a whole story from one thin page. Your face burned hot, then went cold. Sleep came late, stubborn as a locked door. You replayed the moment, line by line, alone. There was no space to explain, no second hearing, no slow, fair look. Only a verdict passed in hurry. At work, an email took the wrong tone. A reply landed sharp, copied to 3 names. You stared at the screen and felt smaller than your chair. At home, a joke missed its mark. Eyes narrowed across a dinner table. Forks paused. The air went tight. Being misunderstood doesn't just sting. It scrapes at worth. It asks, am I visible? It makes the heart fold in on itself. You wanted to fight the record and clear your name. You drafted whole speeches in the shower. None of them made it past your lips. Here, under this gentle light, you tell the truth. It hurt because you care about being known. It hurt because you risked and no one noticed. Place a hand on your chest, steady and kind. Name the ache without blaming it. Someone read me wrong, and it still hurts. Breathe in, like opening a window in spring. Hold 1, 2, 3, room enough for mercy. Breathe out as if releasing a knot in the thread. The arrow that found you is not your identity. It's a moment, not your map. Tonight, we learn how to take it out without leaving a scar. Judgment moves in circles. We send it out, and it learns the way home. Not as punishment, just momentum. Think of how a hard week tightens your jaw. A stranger merges late, and heat flares. You label quickly, as if labels keep you safe. Then remember the day you were the late one. Brake lights stacked like red beads. You whispered, "I'm trying," to no one in particular. At work, someone speaks too long in a meeting. You roll your eyes inside your skull. That night, you catch yourself explaining too, to be understood. In families, cycles run fastest. A sigh answers a sigh. A sharp word echoes, room to room, like a hallway draft. Schools and sidelines teach the same math. We rate the coach, the teacher, the ref. Later, someone rates us, driver, parent, neighbor, and it stings. There's a law at play, older than any policy. What we rehearse, we perform. What we broadcast, we receive. Scan the last 24 hours gently. Where did you judge on autopilot? Where did you feel judged and small? Name one small switch you can flip. From what's wrong with them to what might they be carrying. From prove it to tell me more. Cycles break at the speed of one honest pause. 5 seconds. A breath you can actually feel. Space where a reaction could soften into a response. Picture your words like arrows in a quiver. You don't have to fire everyone you knock. You can lower the bow and wait for a kinder angle. In grocery lines and group chats, practice the lighter label. Maybe tired, maybe worried, maybe doing their best. It won't make you naive. It'll make you accurate. When judgment does return, and it will, meet it like a package addressed to past you. Sign for it, open it, and set it in recycling. Breathe in, counting the simplest truths. I am here. I am breathing. I can choose. Breathe out, letting the room choose calm with you. What leaves you comes back shaped by your hands. Send softer things, patience, clarity, a little humor. Watch the circle widen, then loosen, then fade. The mirrors dim like house lights before a play. A soft curtain of dark gathers at the edges. You feel the floor become a quiet stage, not for performance, for perspective. Costumes hang on simple pegs. Success, failure, luck, loss. You walk past them, hands open, choosing none too tightly. On this stage, every role is on loan. Glory and setback share the same dressing room. They trade jackets when the scene shifts. Today's headline can be tomorrow's footnote. Today's nobody can save the show at 8:59. Curtains rise on surprises we didn't rehearse. Think of a promotion that came late, then right on time. Think of a plan that broke, then spared you trouble. Balance doesn't brag. It just keeps the ledger honest. There's a rule older than stadium lights and boardrooms. What goes out finds a shape to return in, not karma as threat, gravity of the heart. You hand out patience in small change. It comes back later as exact cash at a toll booth. You wave someone in and traffic parts for you next week. When you plant contempt, the soil remembers. It grows fast, then chokes the roots that feed you. When you plant mercy, it takes time and holds in storms. Here, success steps forward, bows, and steps back. Failure does the same, humbler but wiser. Neither gets to live in your dressing room. Scan your day like a stage manager. Lights up on what you can control. Lights down on what you can release. Balance asks for honest weight. Name what you're carrying that isn't yours. Set one thing down where you stand. Breathe like a cue you won't miss. In on 4, out on 6. Let the house quiet with you. Roles will change. Curtain calls will come and go. You are not the costume. You are the actor who learned to stand in the light. The set is simple. A street, a porch, a kitchen table, props you know by heart, car keys, lunch bags, a stack of mail. Most scenes run without applause, and that's the point. This theater hires everyone. Ushers, leads, chorus, crew. On Tuesday, you sweep the stage. On Friday, you hold the spotlight. Morning scenes begin with coffee steam. Lines are short. You've got this. I'm late. Drive safe. Costumes are jeans, scrubs, and backpacks. At noon, you trade roles with grace. Parent to colleague, colleague to friend. You switch hats without leaving the room. There are matinees in school gyms, noisy and bright. There are evening shows in hospital halls, quiet as prayer. You play both without changing your voice. Sometimes the audience is one person in a hard chair. Sometimes it's a toddler in pajamas at 6:03 a.m. Either way, you give them your best scene. You'll miss cues. You'll drop a line. You'll laugh backstage, then cry in the car. The house keeps filling anyway. Remember the standing ovations no one sees. Folding laundry after midnight. Making a call you dreaded and being kind. Remember the nights you leave the script. You improvise mercy when the moment cracks. Those are the scenes that stick. If you're between acts, let the curtain rest. Check the marks on the floor. Your real priorities. Strike the prop that isn't yours to carry. Breathe like a stagehand on headset. In on ready, out on go. Feel the room settle into its seats. When the music swells, step out as yourself, not the role they assigned, the person who knows how to love on cue. The stage lights dim to a softer amber. Costumes fade, cues go quiet. What remains is a single honest breath. No script to defend, no role to win. Just 5 seconds that can change the scene. Here's the practice, simple and steady. Second one, arrive. Feel the chair under you, the ground holding you up. Let your jaw unclench by a notch. Second 2, notice. Name 3 things without judging them. Lamp, window, heartbeat. Let the room be exactly as it is. Second 3, soften. Drop your shoulders half an inch. Let your tongue rest at the roof of your mouth. Second 4, choose. Ask, what might they be carrying? Ask, what do I want to stand for here? Second 5, respond. Slower words, smaller voice. Only what's useful and kind. If heat rises again, recycle the 5. No one has to know you're doing it. They'll just feel the weather change. Try it in traffic, in group chats, in grocery lines. Try it at the door after a long day. Let the pause be the door you walk through. Breathe in for a quiet count of 4. Hold for a calm count of 2. Breathe out for a patient count of 6. This is not a trick. It's room. Enough for you, enough for them. A pocket of mercy you can carry anywhere. The room grows quiet as a chapel at dusk. Mirrors stand like tall windows, holding what you've learned. You've seen the surface and the depth, the roles and their balance. Now comes the part that doesn't argue or prove. It simply blesses and lets go. May you be met with softer eyes today. May the first voice you hear be kind. May the road open one lane wider when you need it. May your coffee be warm and your timing forgiving. May your name be spoken with care in rooms you're not in. May the door you fear still lead to something good. For the weight you carry and don't explain, may there be shoulders beside you, steady and real. For the ache that has no words, may there be rest that holds without asking. If someone reads you wrong, may it pass like weather. If you read someone wrong, may the pause find you first. If arrows fly, may your heart remember its shield. Bless the hands that work before sunrise. Bless the shoulders that bow for peace. Bless the quiet mouth that protects what is tender. Bless the child in you who tried and kept trying. Bless the grown-up in you who still shows up. Bless the future you waving from a gentler shore. May your home keep a light on for you. May your table make room for late arrivals. May your sleep come easy and stay. And for the stranger you'll pass tomorrow, the one carrying what you cannot see, may your eyes be the softest place they meet. Take one slow breath and let it be enough. Take one honest step and let it be small. May peace catch up to you, then walk in step. We don't walk this road alone. Highways braid, sidewalks meet, and lives cross like clean threads. Your small kindness stitches farther than you think. Some nights, you'll be the steady one. You'll hold the map and pass the water. You'll say, "We can rest here," and mean it. Other nights, you'll need a hand yourself. A porch light left on. A text that says, "I'm up, call me." We take turns being strong. We take turns being carried. That's how a town becomes a community. Picture Saturday morning errands, grocery lines, coffee runs, car washes. We trade small nods that say, "I see you." Picture bleachers at a school game, parents with blankets and hot chocolate. We learn each other's names by cheering the same kid. Across cubicles and checkout counters, across church halls and park benches, we practice an ordinary mercy that holds. Maybe you'll bake an extra loaf this week. Maybe you'll wave a driver in. Maybe you'll send the email that repairs a bridge. Maybe you'll receive what you usually deflect: a compliment, a ride, a bag of hand-me-downs. Let the yes land, let it count. If you stumble, may someone match your pace. If they stumble, may you steady their elbow. No lectures, just company. We're not here to keep score. We're here to keep going. Side by side when possible, close behind when not. Breathe in the fact that you belong. Hold the truth that they do too. Breathe out something lighter than you found it. Tonight, bless the road behind and ahead. Bless the crossings we can't plan. Bless the quiet courage it takes to walk together. And when paths split, because sometimes they must, leave a light where yours turns, so someone tired can find the way. The room settles like evening on a quiet street. Mirrors dim to windows. Windows dim to sky. You've seen enough to soften. What's left is simple. A breath, a choice, a kinder gaze. Tonight, let judgment loosen its grip. Let your shoulders drop one small inch. Let your words arrive slower than your breath. Remember, surfaces are partial. Depth takes time and gentler eyes. Give both where you can. If an arrow arrives, don't wear it. Set it down with tomorrow's trash. Keep the heart that knows its worth. Offer a pause in traffic and in talk. Offer a nod that says, I see you. Offer yourself the same. Breathe in the life you've carried this far. Hold just long enough to feel it steady. Breathe out and let some weight leave with the air. May sleep come like a door quietly opening. May rest find you without proof or performance. May morning meet you with room to try again. Lights down. House quiet. Nothing to fix. Nothing to win. Only a softer way to be here.